What's up, Guardians? Welcome to another Destiny gameplay video. In this video, I'm going to focus on sharing some of my strategies for dealing with situations where you find yourself outnumbered or outgunned or even outskilled and outclassed, because you'll run into those kinds of situations pretty frequently in this game when you're playing in the Crucible. Now, first and foremost, I do apologize. I do have a cold, so if I sound nasally, that is why. So I apologize in that regard. But anyways, in this video, you're going to see some of the gameplay I've taken from matches where I've been pitted against some of my stiffest competition, including a handful of people who are ranked among the top 100 players globally. So in my matchmaking now, I tend to be pitted up against these kinds of people pretty frequently. And, you know, and even in some of my previous videos, people have made claims like, well, you're just playing noobs. Well, honestly, the kinds of people that I get pitted against and the kind of lobbies that I get tossed into, they're pretty competitive. Now, I will admit that in the games where I have, 50+ kills, I was in the wrong lobby, to be honest. And if you're getting that many kills, you're probably in the wrong lobby too. Not that that isn't impressive. It is impressive, regardless of who your competition is. And to do that on a regular basis is saying something. But in this gameplay that you're going to see in this video, all of the footage is taken from games where I'm the only person on my team with a positive KD. And all except for one game where you'll see that a couple of guys broke even, but that was it. So this is me trying to keep up with stiff competition and just showing you some of the strategies that I use. Like right here, backing up so that I can limit my engagements. And you'll see that just here in a bit, where I'm going to end up pulling out my sniper rifle and going one-on-two with a couple of guys. And after I see that there's two guys there, what I end up doing is I back up into the doorway so that I can only see one of them. Because you want to limit your engagements. Your chances of going one-on-one are better than one-on-two. So I'm going to snipe this guy here. I'm going to move up onto the A objective. And I'm going to look through this door where people tend to come through. I'm going to see that there's two guys, so I'm going to sidestep, pull out the sniper rifle, move out so I can only see one of them, snipe him, move back in, move back out so that I can see the second one and snipe him too. So whenever you can have the opportunity to limit those engagements to being one-on-one just based on the sight line that you put yourself into, that's a really good way to handle those situations. And right here you see me going one-on-three. I'm going to use everything that's available to me because I'm going to need all the help I can get in a one-on-three scenario. I used 2 grenades, which they killed the 2 guys that I stuck, but it also primed the 3rd guy so that he was easy to kill. I'm using 3 little words in this footage here at this point. So here, another thing that is going to help you, obviously, this is a really obvious one, that's why it's early in the video, but super timing is really critical. If you want to come out on top when you're going one-on-two or one-on-three, then save your supers for moments like this. I move up, I know that a couple just respawned, so I go one-on-one, come up here to this guy, I limit these engagements, and then I go ahead and bull rush the 3rd guy while my super is active. One-on-three, easy peasy, but anyways, you should be able to easily manage multiple targets when you're using your super. So then, moving on, you're going to find here I'm using that same strategy where I poked out just enough so that I could see the first guy, snipe him, so that I was limiting that engagement to more like 2 one-on-ones rather than a one-on-two. And then again, super timing is critical. I know that the other 2 guys just respawned, so I kill this guy. He was a little bit laggy. And then I'm not going to obviously walk into that lightning grenade. I'm going to slide underneath it and stick these 2 guys. But now for the interesting part of the video, at least for me, you're going to see some footage from a game where I went one-on-two in double skirmish. One-on-two because my teammate ended up quitting out. I had 3 different teammates during this match because no one wanted to stay. So I'm going one-on-two in double skirmish against 2 top 100 ranked players. That guy particularly is ranked 22 in the world in the Crucible. And we're talking about a guy that has almost a month of his life devoted to Destiny gameplay, which is utterly ridiculous, honestly. You think about how long this game has been out, and to know that this guy has been playing this game for, a solid month. But anyways, y'all freeze-framed that just so you could see on the radar. I realized that there were 2 guys there, and so in those situations, you know you're going to die. It's one-on-two. So what I'm going to do there, since one of them had my flank, is I'm just going to focus on the guy with low health and try and go 1-1. So as long as I get one kill, they're going to kill me once, so we break even. And so here, these guys weren't stupid. They're running away from my super, except for this guy gets confident enough. He's obviously using Fellwinter's Lie. Most guys in the top 100 are going to exploit the living crap out of the Thorn, Fellwinter's Lie, Blink combination, and that's exactly what they do. So when you're going up against those guys, it's pretty tough. And once you get one dead, you want to bull rush the other guy so that before his teammate has a chance to respawn, because anytime they can go 2-on-1, they're gonna. So you want to kill the second one. Now here, Rumble's great for getting overwhelmed and practicing that. Here, I have nothing in the magazine on my primary. I have a sniper as a secondary, so I'm kind of dead to rights here. So I decide to play the lottery. I switch to my sniper rifle quickly, just get a hip fire shot off, and then toss a throwing knife and manage to get the kill. So learning how to think pretty quickly on your feet, realizing that there's nothing in the magazine. If you have to stop and think about it, then you're dead. But knowing that I already emptied my mag made it so that my only decision was to switch to my secondary. I knew already that I had a sniper rifle equipped, so as soon as I press Y, I just go ahead and, or triangle rather, I just go ahead and pull the trigger for that hip fire shot and then toss the throwing knife and run away, and sure enough got the kill. And then in this match you're going to see, look at the score, I'm down in Rumble by almost 1,000 points. Usually that is a death sentence, but I end up coming back. I snipe this guy. I came around the flank because I wanted to limit my engagements, and then from here I can move out, snipe this fella, and then I toss a trip mine, and it went higher than I wanted it to, but I decided I could work with it. So I decided to use my vertical space to lure that Titan to jumping up into it, and then again using my vertical space, this guy's shooting at hip level, and I jumped right up over his firing line. Even though I had no shield and very little health, I was able to drop him. So Rumble is great for practicing situations where you're going to get pretty overwhelmed. And again, you'll see here, what I'm doing is using my vertical space pretty frequently, because if anyone comes around the corner, I don't want me to be the first thing that they see. Now here I got a guy behind me, I got a sniper in front of me, so I'm going to move out over here where the sniper can't see me, and then I'm actually going to try and get them to fire on each other and prime each other. Now he does get the kill on the sniper, so I turn around knowing he's weak. From that engagement, I go ahead and finish him off. And again, I'm manipulating these sight lines so that I know that no one is behind me. And then Heavy's about to come up, so I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the fact that that guy's in the air, makes for some easy sniping, because you can't change direction mid-air unless you're a hunter. And then here, I'm expecting a guy to flank again. Sure enough, he does. And then the Heavy is mine. And so one of the things that you can do also is change directions frequently. So kill this guy, but then I go ahead and turn right back around, because guys will try and chase you around the map. And you want to be able to catch people in firefights in Rumble so that you can kind of finish them off more easily. So I ended up coming back and winning that match, even though I was down by about 1,000 points at one point in the game. Now, for the rest of the video, it's going to be interesting because you're going to see me doing things that you never see me do in my videos, and that is using what some people call an OP shotgun with a definitely OP hand cannon. And that's because in this lobby, and you'll find yourself maybe sometimes in these kinds of lobbies. In this lobby, I found myself playing against some really highly ranked Crucible players. Now, what happens when you get into these lobbies is you're going to find everyone using things that are OP. They are going to exploit the living crap out of some of the most OP features of this game. And so you have to either... you got three choices here. You can either leave the lobby because you don't want to stoop to that level. I'm not going to use Fellwinters and Thorn and Blink. Or you can be stubborn, play the way that you always play, and get your butt handed to you. I mean, you might go positive barely, but you're not going to be topping leaderboards if you don't adapt. And so I decided in this particular lobby, because I really wanted to stick it to these guys, I decided that I was going to do everything I could do to ruin their Crucible experience. So I say that, I mean, I'm being competitive, obviously it's a Crucible, but I don't look down on these people for using you know, what people generally assume is overpowered, you know, things in the game. The game is balanced that way, so these people just want to win, and I can't blame them for that. So generally, I never use these weapons, but I still won't use Fellwinter's. Instead, I'm using my Judgment 6. It's got Shot Package and Hammer Forged on it, so I mean it's pretty stinking good. But it's still, the damage fall off range is much sooner. It's much closer to you than it is on Fellwinter's Lie, regardless of what some people might say. Judgment 6 is not, it's not nearly as good as Fellwinter's in terms of the range. So you're going to see mobility is huge. I am being super mobile. I'm going up, down, left, right. I'm just changing directions very, very frequently. I'm getting the drop on players by sliding and by jumping. If they come around the corner and don't see me, then that is ideal because I can get the drop on them. So I hope any of this was helpful for you guys. I might make a series out of this and break things down a little bit more specifically, but I just wanted to generally introduce you to this idea of managing multiple targets, things you can do to turn those situations into more advantageous situations. So again, make sure that you're using your supers when it makes sense. Don't just pop it because you have it up and you want to go ahead and use it and start recharging for your next one. Use it when it makes sense. Use it when you need to. Use it when you can get a multi-kill, or use it when you can gain the upper hand in an instance where you're not just going one-on-one, you're going one-on-3. That being said, it's not a bad thing to go one-on-one with a super, but you may just want to save it when you're in these lobbies that are a little bit more competitive. And also, trying to limit your engagements based on your sight lines, trying to make it so that only one of the multiple people that you're going up against can see you at a time is a really, really solid idea. Changing directions frequently, and sometimes you may just have to adapt to the lobby that you're in. So, all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for supporting the channel. I'll catch you later.